We will enter the other session about the ergonomic and human factors. We have here 10 presenters, but for the first session, we will have 4 speakers, and then we stop the first session, the morning session, to hear the keynote session from this seminar. So for the speaker from Bina Nusantara, Ibu Rida Zuraida, from Swiss German University, Pak Aloysius Sigit, from Diponegoro University, Pak Tribeyo Bowo, and from Diponegoro University, Dania Eri Dani. Please prepare yourself with the presentation, because we have only 20 minutes for each presenter, 15 minutes for presentation, and 5 minutes for question and answer. So I will invite Ibu Rida Zuraida from Bina Nusantara University to present your paper. Please.
Thank you for the chance to present my paper. Let me share screen first. Thank you. May I start the presentation, Ibu Triarti?
Yes, please.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Rida Zuraida from Bina Nusantara University. I'm going to present my paper with my student Andrew Russell. The title is Healthy Riding Behavior Tendency Among College Students Related to Driving Attitude, Riding Knowledge, Emotional Intelligence. This study motivated by the fact that two-wheel vehicle is a major choice of young people when it comes to the transportation. And the fact also showed that 72% accident involve a motorcycle, and majority of the victims are in productive age. We also found that young riders less than 30 years old specifically involved in 60% of the accident, and about 80% cause related to the human factor. The literature also show that young drivers mostly ignore the importance of safety riding due to the lack of the information and exposure to safety socialization. As we know and support by literatures, optimization bias of young people quite high, where individuals usually will feel more skilled and less likely to have an accident. As we know that safety riding behavior is strongly influenced by the driver's perception. One will interpret it in action that determine his attitude in driving. We also know that driving knowledge is important. The literature also show that the more inexperienced a driver, the riskier their decision will be. As we found in the traffic or in the road, motorcyclists reported being more prone to traffic rules violation than car drivers in certain situations or mostly in many situations. We also found in the literature that emotional intelligence has high relation into driving attitude or driving safety behavior. Based on that background as described, our objective of study is try to assess the tendency of driving behavior among college students toward to riding attitude, riding knowledge, and emotional intelligence. We hope that our study will give a better understanding of how the risk perceived by college students and how to influence those tendencies. For the methodology, we developed a questionnaire as a tool in this study. The questionnaire consists 9 questions about personal data, 19 questions about riding attitude, 14 questions about safety riding, 13 questions about riding knowledge, and the last variable assessed by 25 questions about emotional intelligence. For RA, SR, RK, and EI, the statement stated in 1 to 5 Likert scale. 1 indicate that respondents have strong disagree with the statement, and 5, it means the participant or the respondent have strong agree with the statement. Because this study about the student in all over Indonesia, the distribution conduct in online and distribute using GFORM link. The participant are students in university in Indonesia and come from Sumatra Island, Java Island, and Sulawesi. For the analysis, we use univariate analysis to understand the frequency distribution and variable differentiation. And also we applied binary logistic to predictive model and to understand which variable that affect significant riding behavior. This is the result for demographic data. Total participants are 228 participants. Mostly they are male, about 71.05%. And for female, about 28.95%. For male and female participants, mostly they are study year in 3rd and 4th year, and mostly they have license for motorcycle and for private cars. This is demographic data in graphics, study years by gender, and driving license owned by gender. For the questionnaire result in average, we can say that riding attitude, safety riding, riding knowledge, and emotional intelligence level of the participant is moderate. The value is more than 2.5 for each variables. The task of Cronbach alpha value of the questionnaire is over 0.7. It means the questionnaire is reliable, and the further tests about product moments show that the questionnaire is the data that obtained in the questionnaire valid, so we can use the data for further analysis. Here is statistical test. We're using univariate because we want to see the overview of the frequency distribution of each variable. In order to understand further about the influence of gender, study year, driving license, ownership, obtained on the safety behavior, riding attitude, riding knowledge, and emotional intelligence. On the table, we can see that test on between subject effects. We can see that for gender, study year, and driving license has no significant difference on safety riding tendency, riding attitude tendency, and emotional intelligence. However, it surprised us that for riding knowledge, the driving license ownership show that the participant has different tendency or different level on riding knowledge. The second statistical we use is binary logistic regression result. For all the data we have, we decode into 0 if the result is categorized into not safe, and we decode as 1 for the result if it categorized into safe. The result of classification table can see here. There are 93.5% corrected prediction based on observed data. Furthermore, for Hosman and Lemso test, we found that the goodness of fit for logistic regression model is quite high because the significant value is over than 5%, and the value is 0.771. This test assess whether or not the observed event rates match expected event rates in subgroup of the model population. This is for the result of binary logistic regression result. We see here that only riding attitude have a significant effect into safety riding behavior with constant value 1.185. And the adjusted R square of the model is 0.352, which indicated that safety riding behavior can describe by the 25.2% of the model. The conclusion of our study, first about the result, the tendency of a safety driving behavior our participant is moderate based on average value on safety riding, riding attitude, riding knowledge, and emotional intelligence. We also found that riding knowledge is significant different based on driving license owned. Riding attitude is the variable influence the safety riding behavior on college students. The implication of this study, participants who own other driving license have a better understanding of riding knowledge, and the riding knowledge campaign among young generation is important to improve riding attitude. For further research, we suggest other research dealing with young generation understanding of safety riding and concern about effect formal and non-formal of knowledge exposure of riding knowledge. This is my last slide of presentation. Welcome for any comment or question. Thank you.
Thank you, Rida, for the presentation. So I will open the question session. The attendants who wants to have a question to Rida, please write on the chat room here. Okay, Rida, this is interesting because we see a lot of accident in with motorcycle behavior.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are you planning with this research in regarding this kind of situation? A lot of accident, and normally for low-level education people, they all have a tendency to violate the regulation, the traffic regulation. And what's your opinion about this?
Okay, before the COVID, actually the government, especially Polri, they regularly give an education to citizen, especially the young which underage. Usually in low educate, their parents allow their children to ride the motorcycle, even they actually cannot operate it well. So actually, I think we should not only educate the young generation, but we should give an understanding to the parents also, because we know this research conduct on college student, actually their behavior must shape before they go to the college. I think maybe the effort that Polri has done must be appreciated, but the frequency and the jangkauannya maybe should more, not only in Jakarta or Jabodetabek, maybe should also do in all over Indonesia. I think that's my opinion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Rida. Any other question?
I see the question in the chat room. Maybe I like to answer first for Pak Win Sukarti.
Oh yeah, okay. interesting finding, Bu. Is there any suggestion on how increase the riding attitude for the young driver? Okay, Bu,
okay, thank you. Young generation are very close to their friends, and I think they also have many exposure on YouTube, games, and something that they're in their daily life. Not for the riding attitude and riding knowledge, maybe we should put in involved in their daily activity. I think, yeah, because if they go to driving course, not only because have a little money, their parent also think it waste of money, not only because they have no money. Yeah, so it's very important to give riding knowledge in maybe for in curriculum in high school. I think that's the answer for Pak Win. My opinion for Pak Win. Should I go to the next question?
Okay.
Or, okay.
From Jehosfat, it is common to find people bribing official for the driving license. Would it be more effective to address the official who are corrupt, as it would also help educate driver?
Yes, it's correct, of course. However, it's really hard for in many countries, especially in developed country. It's really hard because people will, when it not allow or the rules is very strict, still people will find a way. I think the more effective is educate the people to have a good riding attitude. I think, yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
It's long question. Run to remove that culture, I think.
Okay. The last question, Bu. Are there, from Pak Made Sukari, are there different knowledge riding characteristics
Unfortunately, I didn't do the statistical test to see how that are the characteristic is different. Thank you. That's an input for me. I just see the data, just collected all and do the statistical test. Thank you, Pak Made.
Okay, actually we have two more questions, but we have limited time, so I will give you for one more book.
Okay, about
so many rider from young driver. How about your opinion to learn the parents and young driver about risk?
Yeah, I really agree. Maybe for the parents, especially a mother in Indonesia, mostly they see the television sinetron. Maybe we should campaign in those sinetron, so the parents will aware and give an understanding to their child. Maybe. Thank you for the question and for the opportunity to present our paper in ICONETSI.
Okay, thank you, Bu. I'm sorry, Pascal, Silverius Pascalis, because we have time limited, so we will continue with the next presentation. Thank you, Bu Rida, for the nice presentation.